Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be discussing a new EDC light I've been carrying for the last month and a half. It's the Olight M2R Warrior. So a couple things about this light. First off, it combines kind of a tactical light and a utility light. It's got a switch on the side here. With that switch, you have 6 different modes, from 1 lumen to 15 lumens, 60 lumens, 250 lumens, 700 lumens, and last is 1500 lumens. So it gives you a wide range of different brightnesses for this light. 1 lumen is good if you're trying to do stuff at night and you don't want to ruin your night vision, or if you're trying to have a low profile and not wake up other people. So that is the side switch on here. The tail switch on here, if I just click it in, I can click and let go, and that's going to do a constant 1500 lumens. Click it off, it's going to turn off. If I click and hold, I can search and it'll turn on, and when I let go, it's off. So that's a momentary setting. So if I just need a utility light, such as looking for keys in the parking lot or trying to find something outside, I can just go straight to the utility light here, and it's always going to be on the last setting I had it on. And so I can leave it at lowest setting for those utility tasks, which I do quite a bit. I probably use my light as one of my most used EDC items a couple times a day. But then if it comes down to a tactical or security purpose, I can pull it out and I instantly have 1500 lumens, which I can hit quickly and to fill a room so I can see, or to search something, such as if you're in an empty parking lot, suspicious vehicle, or something else, you can instantly turn that on. It can also be used as somewhat of a security tool. For some reason, bad guys associate lights with cops. If that's the advantage you need to scare them off, go for it. I would not rely on that alone, but there's few cases where it has been used in that instance. Also, you can use it as a blinding effort to blind someone if you're also searching. So on this light, you also have a nice and big pocket clip. That's really good for a deep carry. So if you have it inside the pocket, it will really conceal. Or it is reversible, so you can switch around to the other side, such as we have on this other Warrior, where it rides like this, with sticking out a little more, and the lens is up. Versus on this option, we have it with the lens down. However you run it, whether it's lens up or down, that's going to be more personal preference, but it does give you that option if you need a deep conceal light, or if you don't mind it sticking out a little bit. And then you can rotate it around, so if you want a different orientation for that utility button, that gives you some options there. With this pocket clip, it does have a reversible clip here, so it comes in the opposite direction. If you wanted to, you can throw it on a hat to use as a quick headlamp. Now, this gets on the large side for that, and it really weighs the bill of your hat down, so it's not something I'd use as a permanent headlamp, but if you need a quick option to go hands-on with something. I have used some options like this before, such as processing a deer at night, so it's pitch black out. It did come in handy there. Instead of having to hold it with one hand and process the deer, I was able to throw it on a hat, and we used it for a couple hours. So it is doable throwing something this size on your hat, but it does add some weight, and if you need a dedicated headlamp at that point that you're using every day, I would use something a little lighter so it doesn't add all that weight. So something like this smaller light here, that is a M1T Raider. It's going to weigh a significant bit less. This here would be a better option if you're needing something specifically for a headlamp because of the weight. It fits the hat better. It doesn't put as much weight on the bill of that, bringing it down. We do have two different types of this light here. The one we've looked at so far is the M2R Warrior. This here is going to be their standard body. They have an additional option, which is also the M2R Warrior. So the technology in this is going to be the same, the specs are the same, but it's got a copper body. So that's going to add a little bit of weight to it, but if you like that copper finish on there, this could be an option for you. Now we're going to be discussing the weight of this light here. The M2R Warrior comes in at 5.4 ounces. Now, the copper option does give you the cool factor of having a copper light, But the downside of that is you're looking at almost twice the weight at 9.9 ounces. Just for reference, of the smaller light weighs about half what the traditional Warrior does at 2.3 ounces. So this light, I have been carrying it every day for the last month and a half. With that in mind, I have not charged it since I started carrying it. I got it fully charged, and it's gone the last month and a half with daily use not being charged. So it does have quite a large battery. You do have some options. You can run two CR123 batteries, but if you use the included rechargeable battery, it's going to give you a longer battery life. This here has 3,500 milliamp hours. As far as charging it goes, you'll get a rechargeable USB cord here. So when the cable here is not plugged in, it will turn green, or when it's fully charged, it will turn green. When it's been dead, or when you need to charge it, it'll turn red here. So now I know it's charging. Once it's completely charged, I'll see it turn green. This has, again, gone about a month and a half without being charged, and we still have a full brightness on it. One thing I require in an EDC light is it should not turn on when I don't want it to, and when I do want it to, it should turn on. Some issues I've had in the past is I pull a light out and I hit the button, nothing happens. That's usually due to accidental discharges of the light. The light's turned on in my pocket, the batteries have either died or it's turned into shut-off mode and locked itself out, and it just doesn't turn on. The Warrior though, after a month and a half of carrying it, I've had 2 NDs, which is not the light's fault. It's the design of the end cap, and that's what most companies use. So if I had like a Streamlight or a Surefire, it would have done the same thing, because the reason that it did have an ND was not the light's fault. It's just the end cap. It would have happened with a Streamlight or a Surefire too, and that's just because my magazine pouch, the very corner of it, hit the end of the tail cap. So that's not a light issue, that's a EDC issue, making sure your gear works. So with that being said, because that does go 1500 lumens, I can tell when it goes off, and I'm able to turn it off quickly. So it's not had an issue with shutting off and not being able to turn back on. If it turns on because the end cap does get hit, you'll notice it pretty quickly if you don't visually see it, because it does get pretty hot. It's putting out 1500 lumens, so that is going to produce some heat, which you will notice in your leg. So one issue I've had in the past with the side style mount is the stitching of the pocket, or the edge of the pocket under movement has set that off, and that's the main issue with this. The way I have this clip set up though, it sits farther down and it sits in the pocket and not the edge, so it sits in there loosely and it has not gone off from the side. So this has been doing better than my last EDC light for last year, which went off quite a bit, and that's the main reason I decided to look for a new light, is I got tired of that. I was constantly having to charge it more than I should have than this light here. M2R, damn it, edit that as you wish. Was there anything else you wanted to, 12 watt hours, pretty good for that. What's the body of this, aluminum or something?
I believe it's aluminum or titanium.
Might be steel.
Grader from Olight might be a better option.
I'm just imagining like switching my voice like James Earl Jones, or like something like the M1T Raider.
Oh no.
Galaxy far, far away. By just clicking it. That didn't turn off, did it? Okay. What would this be called? Like just the stitching, or? But if you like that copper finish on there, this could be an option for you. I don't want to add the option for you because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to sell it. I'm just trying to talk about it.